I'm in the process of changing these Canva templates into my branding and colors. So we are going to change the fonts in this tutorial. So Serrana is this serif font, and I don't really have a serif font in my font library. So again, this is the Canva Pro feature to be able to have your fonts here. So let's see how it looks if I use this. Okay, that looks fine to use my Lumios typewriter font. However, you can see now it looks weird because it's too big for the space, and the swoosh is kind of going through the H. So one way you can do that is just reduce the size until it fits. I kind of like that. The other thing you could do is you could make this bigger or smaller. So that's one way to deal with the sizing. And then one thing too, when you're changing out the fonts, you can look at this. This is really important. This is going to be helpful. This spacing feature here. And of course it pops down and covers. The line spacing is less than 1. So if you wanted it to be a little more compact, actually I do like that better to bring it together. Let me try it on this guy. Let me change this one to my other kind of fancy font here. No, that's too hard to read. Okay, so let me change it to Montserrat, my classic font. And so what I can do, it's automatically putting my line spacing at a 1, and I can make that bigger or smaller depending on how I want it to look. So some fonts are going to look super funky with the line spacing. Let me see if I can find an example. Okay, so I pulled up a different group of templates. These are reel covers for Instagram Reels. So this font right here is called Saphira March, and I like how it looks, so I've used it in a lot of my templates, but I feel like maybe I don't know if I should, because it is a pain when you go to change it. So let me show you. Let me change it to my typewriter font, and well, that's actually not too bad. The size looks funny. It's really big, so most of the time if you change the Saphira font, you're going to need to make your text bigger, and it's also really widely spaced. So I want to go to the line spacing and make it more like maybe like that. So one thing you can do here that makes this faster is if you want to change all your Saphira March to the typewriter, which why not? Just hit the change all, but then you're still going to have to go through every single template when you're ready to use it and change your sizing like that. This used to be Saphira March, and now it is the typewriter. And let's see, what is the free? The free guide is Josephine, and I want it to be Montserrat. So that one's not too different. The size is very, very similar, and then I can hit change all. So some fonts are easier to change than others. Okay, this one is another one. I really love using it, but it is a pain to change. This one's called Flat Lion. I'm going to change this scripty font to my version of kind of scripty font and see how it looks. It's way too big and it's smashed together. So again, we're going to go to the sizing, because that Flat Lion is a small font, so you end up turning up the size like so much compared to other fonts, and then we have it way too close together because it naturally spaces. It's just funny how it's set here in Canva. Okay, but now it's looking much better, so you can read it and the spacing is better. Let's see if there's any other issues. Change that to Lumios marker. Oh my gosh, look how huge it is. Okay, so let me take it down to like there. Nope, even smaller. Nope. And then this is too small because it used to be, in the original version, it was the Saphira one. So, because actually what I want is for this to be bigger and this to be smaller. But so you can see kind of how you can mess with that. Another way to make your font size change is to just drag it like that. And then the line spacing, I think, is too much there. I don't know, something like that. I'm not totally happy with that, but this is just for demoing how to change all of these different factors. So I want the line spacing to be smaller, but I want this to stay where it is. I just want to bring this second line up closer to it. So I'll hit this anchor text here, and it'll anchor that top line and bring the second line in closer. So maybe like there. So those are some good little tips for changing your fonts and line spacing. I'm going to make another video to talk about text effects, which is what you're seeing here. Can you see this white shadow here on this? I think it looks really nice, but sometimes when you change the font, it looks strange. So I'm going to make another video about text effects and changing the color and changing the effects.